Okay, I need you to be timing. Every 5 to 7 seconds, I need to be doing a rescue breath. So you're just gonna have someone who lets you know, like, hey, breath, every time you get to 5 or 7 seconds, so you're able to do that. You're gonna have somebody else where, okay, so the half-life of Narcan is shorter than opiates, so you have to stay with someone for 4 hours, because if they have taken more opiates than you're aware of, they can fall right back into an overdose. So you want to make sure that someone has the capacity to be with them for 4 hours. That can be kind of tricky because this person, like I said, is going to be going into withdrawal. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be confused. They're probably going to feel super sick. And you might not have the capacity to stay with them for 4 hours. So in that case, you are going to call 911. The most important thing is that when you call 911, you do not say the word overdose. They're going to immediately send police if you do that. So you're just going to say, hey, I have a person who's non-responsive. I need paramedics. They're going to want to start asking you questions. Just say, I do not know. This person is non-responsive. I'm putting the phone down now. I need to handle this. The key is do not hang up, because they will call back and they will be asking you questions, and you don't want to be giving them more information than they need. So yeah, just put the phone down, doing the rescue breaths. You are going to, there's 2 doses in here. These are, the nasal ones are 4 milligrams, so this is 4 times the amount that you need. The injectable, which will do the trick, is 0.4 milligrams. This is 4 milligrams. So if you just think about that, that withdrawal is going to be that much more intense. It's really important to wait 3 to 5 minutes before you do that second one. It's really not common that you're going to have to do a second one when you are doing nasal, because it is 4 times more. So you're going to you don't have to pop anything off of the top of this. You can see the hole. You're going to put it in their nostril and click it. You have to push kind of hard, but you can feel it click, and that's it. They don't have to be inhaling. It just needs to hit the membrane, because all that it's doing is blocking the opiate receptors. So as long as you hit the membrane here, they're going to be good. Say it's been 3.5 minutes and they're not responding. That's when you're going to do the second one. It is important that you do the opposite nostril. One, just because if it kind of tears it up in there, and this individual say that they want to, the next time that they use, they're going to try to snort rather than inject, just to try to, that's harm reduction. You want to make sure that we're causing as little damage in their nose as possible. So you're going to do the other nostril. Also, because if that individual has been snorting and it kind of is a little clogged up in there and there's mucus, and they have been blocking that membrane, if you hit that other side, if that one's blocked, you're for sure going to be going through another one. It's really not common that you have to do the second one with the nasal, but it is good to always have it with you. Y'all are welcome to take as many boxes as you want. I typically have one in like the front pocket of my purse, one in a different pocket. I'll have like one in my coat pocket, just because if my purse is usually a shit show, and I don't want to have to be like fussing through trying to find it. And if I do that first dose that's in that really accessible pocket, then in those 3 to 5 minutes that I'm waiting, I can get that other dose out and have it ready to go. So yeah, really the most important things are going to be the rescue breaths. If someone is overdosing and you don't have Narcan, if you still do the rescue breaths while you're waiting for paramedics to come, you can save that individual from permanent brain damage. So just really remember, like, this is a lack of oxygen to the brain. Just try to be doing the rescue breaths. There are CPR masks. I know a lot of folks are getting those right now just because of COVID. Obviously, it's difficult to get people to do rescue breaths in the first place. In the middle of a global pandemic, it's even more difficult. So there are really convenient little CPR masks.
For $2, it's just a face shield.
Yes. Here. Let me show you. Yeah.
It's just like a face
Can you
shield
pull it out?
thing. If you pull it out, it doesn't fit back in. So it's literally just a hole. I bought this when I got recertified in first aid. Okay. But I'm sure you could get it on like Red Cross's website. It was literally like $4 or $5. So,
is it a one-use thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to limit it in the elements. It's like preferred to keep at room temperature. Obviously, it still works if it doesn't. A lot of our folks who are out in the elements use it. It still works. it's just ideal to try to not let it get super cold. Just the most important thing is like don't leave it sitting in the sun. That will definitely impact it. But
leave it in the van like for all the time.
so I have one that I do have in my vehicle at all times, and then I figure like if it is diluted in any way or not as potent, I at least have the other ones in my purse. But I mean, so these, they say they expire in July 2022. They have used Narcan that was 20 years old and it still works. It really just loses its potency, and again, just 4 times the amount. So just really, if you leave it in your vehicle, it should be fine. You have folks who it just sits in their tent all the time and it's fine, you know, so that's the way that I think about it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so and if it still works that way, then we should be good.
Right.
Yeah. Any questions?
I missed the very beginning where I'm
Yeah.
guessing you were maybe talking about like signs of overdose.
Yeah. So you're just really wanting to make sure that that person is actually overdosing, because if not, they're going to the withdrawal. So the first thing you're going to do is like say that they're laying down, just kind of like kick their foot, try to get their attention. A good thing to say is, hey, are you okay? I'm going to Narcan you. If they're on opiates and they hear the word Narcan, they're going to do everything that they can to respond so that you can not give them Narcan. So then if they're not responding in that way, the next thing is going to be you want to do a really, really rough sternum rub. If they're really bundled up, obviously you can't get to that, so you're going to try to pinch their collarbone. Just something that's going to make them really uncomfortable and you're really in their personal space. And just something that, like, if you think about like that, someone being that close to you, you're going to do everything you can to respond. So just doing something along the lines of that. And then if you don't get a response, that's when you're going to want to make sure that there's nothing in their mouth before you start the rescue breaths. And then 5 to 7 seconds rescue breaths. And
Is a rescue breath kind of like a CPR breath?
Exactly. And the most important thing is you want to make sure that you're like actually getting like belly breaths, because if it's just going to the chest, you're not fully expanding their lungs. So just use like all of your lung power. If that person just is like bigger and has like, you don't have the lung capacity, if there is someone around who you can delegate to just be like, hey, I really need you to do this, a lot of times folks will. But yeah, it's just really, you don't have to do the chest compressions because their heart is not stopped, they're just not breathing. So yeah, just as hard as you can, and you can see out of your peripheral, you'll be able to see their belly. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. However many y'all want, I have more in the car. I can absolutely go get more. Like I said, I scatter them everywhere that I can.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. You want 1, 2? 2? Of course, thank you. 2? Yes. Yeah, I'll keep going with you. 2? Oh, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll try and bring one that I
See you. We're good seeing you again. Alrighty.
You want 2? Yeah.